What's up, people? BP here, and I am without my sweet Tracy. And the reason for that, well, is simply because she is at her boyfriend's house. So she's been there for the past couple nights, and I'm going to have some very strong words for her when I see her tomorrow or whenever. Because if you have a boyfriend, make sure you put your roommate before your boyfriend, because otherwise he's going to be very, very sad when he doesn't see you for the next couple days because you're spending the night over at your boyfriend's. So, yes, I have no Tracy to talk to tonight, so I'm very lonely. No, I'm kidding. Not too lonely. But anyway, so I've got a couple topics I wanted to cover today. And the first one being, I don't know if you guys heard or not, but Eminem had somebody break into his home, and was it like, I don't know, yesterday or whatever, but somebody broke into his home and like stood over him in his house. Like Eminem was trying to sleep in his bed and the guy like stood over him and he's like, "Hey." And Eminem was like, "Who are you?" Because apparently, I guess Eminem originally thought it was his nephew, and it wasn't, obviously. It was some weirdo. So anyway, the guy was standing over Eminem, and Eminem asks him, "What are you doing here? What do you want?" And the guy responds, "I'm here to kill you." So, I mean, can you imagine freaking you're asleep in your bed and somebody comes up to you and is like, "I'm here to kill you." So that would really suck. But I've actually had some similar case like that, I guess you could say. So when I was living on the other side of town, right, I had a one-bedroom apartment. And in this one-bedroom apartment, I had at one time, like 4 roommates, believe it or not. They all lived in the living room. I know it's crazy, but paid my rent like completely, so I didn't have to pay nothing. But it was very, very crowded. Anyway, so in the beginning stages of me having all these roommates, I had this girl named Michelle who lived with me, and I'll never forget one time she came home with a kitten, right? A little baby kitten. She bursts into my room in the middle of the night and throws this kitten on my bed and says, "Hey, look what I found," and skips off and leaves the house. And I was like, what just happened here? And why is there a kitten on my bed? I was like, we can't have kittens here in the apartment. Like, I've got to get rid of this thing because I know this chick is crazy and she's not going to take care of this kitten. So anyway, I go take the kitten and I drop it off at my mom's house, and that's where the cat's been ever since. So my mom actually has it now, so it grew from a little baby kitten to like a full-size cat. But anyway, that was not the point I wanted to tell you about. The part I wanted to tell you about was this happened a second time. So Michelle came into my room a second time, right? So the second time, I'm asleep. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and she burst into my room, and I was dead asleep, but she burst into my room and woke me up. I was like, "What's up, Michelle?" She's like, "Hey, Brian," and she puts her head down like right up to my face, and she's like, "Hey, Brian." I mean, literally like right next to my face, and she's like, "We really like you, but we're gonna have to kill you now," and like skips off out of my room. I was like, "Oh my gosh, what the hell just happened here?" So yeah, Michelle was off her rocker for sure. But anyway, I think what happened to her was she did weed one time, from what I understand is she did weed one time and lost her mind. So anyway, she had like full-blown schizophrenia, multiple personality disorders. She like danced outside my house butt-ass naked. Had they had to call me out there, and anyway, had to get the situation under control. Yeah, that sucked. All right, so the next topic I wanted to talk about was the panhandlers, dude. there's so many panhandlers in the city of Jacksonville, and because of the COVID-19, like, it's grew exponentially. Like, think of a 401k. Like, your 401k is finally reaching that growth point of where your money's going to explode. That's kind of what happened with, like, the panhandlers here in our city. There's just, like, so many people without jobs, and I don't know. I guess they think it's easier or better to, like, beg for money than to work for money. I don't know. Dude, if you're on the street, you could go buy a pack of cigarettes for $6. Sell each cigarette. There's 20 cigarettes. Sell each cigarette for 50 cents, and there, you just made $4 profit on your little hustle. Okay, and then go buy another one. Do it again. Do it again. Dude, you don't have to beg for no money, because you know why? I mean, there's so many people out there that want cigarettes and bum you for cigarettes on the streets, the homeless folks. You don't have to ever beg for money in your life, but these people just don't have that mentality of hustling. They just want to hustle you out of their money, instead of hustling themselves. So anyway, literally like 5 different people came up to me today, was like, hey, you got some money, and la la la, you got $1, which I'm fine with. Jesus commands us to, if a man asks you, don't turn him away. So, I really didn't want to turn these people away, because that's ingrained into me, with my religion and what I believe. So anyway, Jesus said, give to every man that asketh of you. So I try, if I got it, I'm going to try to give it. But dude, five panhandlers in one day, like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I had to give my friend Tennille a ride to her doctor's appointment, and then on our way back, we're at the Burger King, and she was going to buy me lunch, and she's like, hey, what do you want? I was like, oh, just a burger, whatever. Anyway, like 3 different panhandlers came up to me in downtown Jacksonville. They're like, hey, man, you got spare change? I'm like, yes, I have spare change. And like I'm like the most mean, nice person. Like, what do you want? Yes, I've got spare change. Yes, I have 50 cents. What else do you want? Get out of my face. Anyway, I try not to be mean. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. So, can't blame them. I feel bad for them. I wish I could help them more, but dude, I mean, I'm like the worst person to ask for money. You know why? Because I'm so cheap. Dude, I don't give much. I might give you $1 or $2. Like, a friend of mine is trying to ask me right now, hey, can I get $100? And I'm like, you want to borrow $100? Yeah, let me get it till Friday. I'm like, I'll give you $5, not 100. I know it sucks, but hey, I'm like the worst person to ask for money to borrow from. Like, I really am. Unless you're my mom or my brother or my kid, I don't know what to tell you. All right, so the next topic, let's see here. Oh, why you should stop being a drug dealer and a stripper before you get too old. So me and Tangi, who's a real good friend of mine, we were talking today, and we're talking about how people's mentality is. Like, dude, people have this mentality of like, I'm going to be a drug dealer for the rest of my life. I'm going to be a stripper for the rest of my life. And it's like, yo, you're 55 years old. You're saggy. Like, your skin is saggy, and you don't look as beautiful and youthful as you used to. Why are you going to go strip? Like, are you crazy? Like, you know what that kind of activity is for? I mean, hustling works for a short while. And then because you're breaking the law, you get caught. So if you're into that lifestyle, you should probably stop. It should be to get a certain amount of money, and then you go on to the legal stuff, I mean, a lot of people start out with their business illegally, doing illegal stuff, but they eventually try to make it legal. You understand? So the point is like, dude, people need to get out of that lifestyle. It's such a bad mindset. But yeah, that was what we talked about today. And then all right, so moving right along, the next topic I wanted to talk to you guys about, it's still working. Okay, good. Is why I don't keep a gun in my car. See, I have to admit this. My dad will not leave the subject alone of, Brian, why don't you buy a gun? You deliver food and blah, 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 blah. Like, I get it. You know, the kind of work I do, it's extremely dangerous. Okay, so anytime you're delivering food, you run the risk of getting robbed. Like, I get that. So, yes, I have that fear in the back of my head about, oh shit, is this the night that I get shot and killed and robbed over $5 in my pocket? Like, I really have that concern. But at the same time, because I am a Christian and I do believe in Jesus, I really don't worry too much about it, because I'm like, I mean, so what if they shoot me? I'll just go on to eternal life anyway. So it's not like, I mean, the only thing I'm worried about maybe is my kids. But it's like, okay, I'm not doing anything wrong here. I'm not breaking God's law. I'm just trying to make a living. So they shoot me. Okay, big deal. I mean, but I guess what I'm more worried about is maybe getting shot and paralyzed. So, but anyway, so the topic I wanted to talk about was why I don't carry a gun in my car. And to be perfectly honest, we were talking about this today, me and my friend Tennille. She's like, I don't carry a gun with me. And I'm like, that's good. She's like, but I do carry a taser. And I was like, that's good too, So, I mean, she has no problem tasing a guy. Like, they try to attack her. I'm a little different. I literally keep a rock in my car. So if somebody tries to attack me, I'm going to toss that bitch and freaking go hand-to-hand combat or run his ass over or something. But I don't like guns. I just don't. I freaking hate them. So I'm just like, I'm totally scared of myself. I'm not scared of the gun. I'm scared of myself because, dude, if I'm in traffic, I have a huge temper. I've got a huge ego and a huge temper, and I know that about myself, which is problematic. I got to work on that. But if I'm in traffic and I don't get my way with somebody, and maybe they're going too slow or something, like, I will jump in front or do some shady ass shit and piss them off on purpose, and then they'll get mad and try to kill me. But I could just see it now. Like, I'll be sitting in traffic and I'll honk my horn and be like, hey man, get going now, and they don't move. I pulled my gun out and blam, blam, blam. So that's probably a good reason why I don't carry a gun. I mean, I would be so quick triggered to just shoot somebody probably, because I just don't take crap. Who is texting me? Oh dear God. Kenny, it's freaking too late at night. I'm in bed. I'm not giving you a ride, man. This guy literally texts me every single day like I'm a female or something. Do I look like a female to you, man? You got to ask me for a ride every single night? Nah, man. Get a life, dude. He's a freaking panhandler. I got to tell you about Kenny. Kenny is he's a peddler, okay? You know what a peddler is? I didn't know what a peddler was until, like, recently. Tracy was like, Brian, I think Kenny's a peddler. I was like, what does that mean? She's like, somebody who sells stolen goods. I was like, nah, man. Kenny's not a peddler. She's like, yeah, he is. I was like, really? Why do you think that? She's like, well, you have to give him rides to all these random places. He don't have a job. I'm like, yeah, and she's like, look up the definition of a peddler. So I did, and I was like, oh shit, yeah. I think he really is a peddler. So, like, last night, he texts me in the middle of the freaking night as if I'm awake, and I'm like, what do you want, man? And he'll be like, hey, man, I got a question for you. I'm like, what? He's like, do you know anybody who wants to buy what did he say? Let me pull it up. Look at this shit. He goes, hey, man, do you know anybody that has heart problems? I was like, no, why you ask? He's like, because I got something to sell. It's brand new in the box. I was like, what is it? He's like, I'm only asking for $50. And he sends me the picture. And look, I mean, dude, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and he's asked, can you give me a ride in the morning? Bro, I'm asleep. No, I can't give you a ride in the morning. Stop asking me. Like, for the past 365 days, this guy has asked me for a ride every single day. And I'm like, no. Yes, I'll give you a ride tonight. Where are you at? Like, I'll get off work, and I'm like, yeah, freaking annoying ass dude, where are you? Hey, I'm at the beach. I'm at Jack's Beach. Can you come get me? I got to go to Orange Park. I'm like, oh, my gosh. You understand that's like an hour drive. I got $10. Is there something wrong with you, Kenny? Like, oh, dear God. This guy never ceases to amaze me. Tracy, where are you, man? Damn it. I need to talk to Tracy. Freaking A. Always out with her damn boyfriend. Oh, man. Why do you need a boyfriend when you have a roommate? Like, that's what I don't get. Totally joking, but whatever. I freaking need Tracy. Anyway. I'm going to have a real heart-to-heart conversation with her tomorrow. Okay, so let's move on because the topic I wanted to cover was not that, but I think that's a good enough topic to end to freaking end the video today. Oh, snap. That's a pretty good topic, though. The last topic was, what should you do if your ex-boyfriend's dad starts coming around? Question from my sweet Kendall. Because her ex-boyfriend's father is trying to be friendly with her. Okay, I'm like, yo, obviously your ex-boyfriend's dad wants to smash. And everybody tells her that. And she's like, no, he doesn't. He's just being nice. I don't have a dad figure in my life. That's the point, Kendall. He wants to smash. Okay. His son didn't appreciate the fact that you're a beautiful woman, right? I mean, her boyfriend was like 20 years old, okay? Complete dumbass. All right, when you're 20 years old and you have a girlfriend, you don't know shit, okay? You don't know shit. You treat him like shit, and then you're surprised when the girl is cheating on you or leaving you for your dad, okay? So Kendall, I think, what was she asking me? I'm trying to think. I think she was asking me for advice, and I'm like, well, I think it's kind of wrong, you know? I mean, don't hang around his dad, you know? I mean, what do you think? You think, I don't know. So she thinks, she doesn't see a problem with the dad coming around. He's just trying to be nice and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hey, it's cool. I don't care. Like, you know, it's not my problem. But I'm like, no, I think it's kind of wrong. I mean, how would you feel if your boyfriend started dating your sister? You know, like, it's just kind of one of those lines that you shouldn't cross. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But then again, you know, older man's gonna be like, yeah, you dumbass. You know, you know, my son wasn't treating you right. You need a real man. You need a real man. I'm gonna come around and treat you like the girl you really need to be treated like. I'm gonna treat you like the lady that he didn't treat you like, girl. Let me show you a good time. He didn't do no oral sex. I'll do oral sex for you. You know, that kind of thing. Dude, older men, we know what the heck we're doing. Young guys don't. They're a bunch of idiots. All right. Well, that's enough for one video. Shout out to my freaking friend. Oh, my gosh. I'm having blank moments right now. Shout out to my friend Keela for requesting a video. Love you, baby. And I know she's all the way in, I think, Michigan. But she's like, yo, I need a video. Like, your shit's funny. So I was like, all right, I'll make you one. All right, that's all for tonight, guys. Y'all have a good one. I'll catch you later.